Yeah, but they're not working on something that'll change the world as we know it.
They say they are.
Yeah, but they're lying.
There is a limit, even to the imagination.
Human teleportation, molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
You are about to go beyond that limit.
That was Jeff Goldblum in the 1986 cinematic masterpiece, The Fly. And by the way, that was not the only masterpiece created in 1986. This is The Hook. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Roush, and I love the University of Texas so much that I'm going back to school. I'm gonna get my PhD and learn how I can turn myself into a centaur-like human longhorn hybrid, despite the reservations of some former presidents.
Tonight I ask you to pass legislation to prohibit the most egregious abuses of medical research, human cloning in all its forms, creating or implanting embryos for experiments, creating human-animal hybrids.
Sorry, Mr. President, but I'm going for... That's illegal? I can't do that? Okay, well, you were right, Mr. President. Moving on. Okay, I'll cut to the chase right off the bat. Now, UT professor Neil Hall and his team over at the Cockrell School of Engineering have developed a micro-sized microphone that's modeled after a fly's hearing organ. What do these bugs have that we don't, Doctor?
So what that fly does that's remarkable is it has the ability to locate crickets using the male song, or the song of the male cricket. And yeah, that is, you might first ask, why does a fly need to be able to locate crickets?
I might ask that, yes.
The answer is a little bit gross.
Oh.
This particular fly lays its eggs, or its larvae, inside of the cricket. And then those larvae, over the course of 7 days, hatch and consume the cricket from the inside out.
And how does that translate into an advanced listening device?
The fly was actually using a hearing organ that resembled a teeter-totter. So our seesaw, we called them growing up in East Texas, something that you might see on a children's playground. How that teeter-totter mechanism was working is that sound would, as it came across the device, it would hit one side just a split second before the other, and that would be enough of a pressure imbalance to rock the teeter-totter and set it into motion. Now the sort of remarkable thing about that is that if sound comes from this direction, it hits both sides of the teeter-totter at the same time, and there's no net pressure difference to move it. And so that's how it had this very acute ability to locate where a sound was coming from by using that directional mechanism.
By creating this fly-like teeter-totter, they've actually developed a kind of advanced microphone that can filter out unwanted sound, rendering something like this
audio recording with a conventional microphone
into something like this.
This is an audio recording with the fly-inspired microphone.
Research, by the way, is funded by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a US government entity also known as DARPA, and famous for backing some very big and, at the time, very weird ideas. Perhaps you've heard of the internet? But I want to know how this is going to trickle down to regular Joes like me.
Out at lunch together, we need to take a call from a colleague, and we go on speakerphone. Immediately, our remote colleague is going to say, "Where are you guys? It's loud. Take me off speakerphone." But what if you had an app on your phone that made use of these directional microphones that, if I was speaking, it listened just to me, filtered out all of the ambient restaurant noise, and then if you started speaking, it shifted to you because it can adaptively be able to do that, and then you could have, it would sound as if we were in a very quiet conference room.
You hear that, Apple? Time to put those Segway riding keyboard jockeys out in Cupertino to work, because I need that on my iPhone 6 or 7 or whatever's next. If you want to learn more about this research, you know where it is. It's down in the description below me, where you'll also see 3 new UT News stories. The UT system's about to get a new chancellor, so now would be a good time for you to check what the heck a chancellor does. You can see why Vince Young is back on campus, and you can see what happens when UT gets a $50 million donation from the Livestrong Foundation. As always, don't forget to subscribe to The Hook. It's the smartest thing you'll ever do. And check out the Texas Exes and our magazine, The All Call Day, on all your favorite social media outlets. I'll be there too. And until next time, I'm Andrew Roush. Stay hooked.